Hey families, it's Kanitha again. I am the family liaison for From the Heart International Education Foundation, and I am here to present to you part two of family engagement. As you remember, I'm going to be doing four parts to this. Two are combined in one. So this second series is called Family Engagement in Schools, which is super important because behind every successful child is an engaged family. Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 tips. It's going to be brief, but the information is super important. The first tip, something I want you to remember, is you are your child's first and most important teacher. You teach them first. You teach them everything they know. Teachers assist you in doing that. So make sure you're involved in any academics or extracurricular activities. Remember, you are the most important and you are their first teacher. Tip number two, meet the staff. Schools are staffed with so many important people. People such as the front office staff, that includes the secretary, that includes the principal or assistant principal. Schools may have a dean of students, schools have counselors. You want to meet the bus driver, you want to meet support staff. Make sure that you meet the people in the building because all of them will have some kind of interaction with your child. Okay? Tip number three, keep your contact information updated. Most schools have the most issues with not being able to contact families. Some people have the same number for 10 plus years. Other people may not have the same number for 10 days. So it's very important that you keep your information updated with that. And we're talking a phone number, we're also talking an email address. Schools have call out systems where they put a large lump sum of information in this database and they shoot it out to parents so they can either get a phone call or email. So make sure it's updated and also make sure there's more than one number for you, whether it's for you or your spouse or a family member. Someone needs to be able to get in contact with you because if something happens, we need to be able to go straight to you. Okay, so make sure that your phone number is always updated. Teachers are calling all the time. They want to be in contact with you. They want you to know the good things, and they want you to know the not so good things. And it's important for you all to have a good relationship with the teachers. So step two to that. Once your child goes to a new school, a new grade level, if that teacher doesn't reach out to you first, if they don't reach out to you and have that initial conversation, you do it. Teachers have sometimes 30 kids per block, and they're required to contact every family. So sometimes they're overwhelmed and sometimes they just forget. Okay? So make sure that you initiate the first conversation if they don't do it. Okay? Another staff is set up and monitor parent portal accounts. Most schools have an account that you can set up where you can monitor your child's grades, where you can monitor your child's attendance, and where you can monitor your child's behavior. So if you ever have a question about any grades that they're making, you can go to the parent portal account. If you want to know if your child is going to school regularly, you can check their attendance. If you want to know how they're doing in their classrooms, you can monitor their behaviors. Most schools have a parent portal account, so make sure if you haven't received that information that you reach out to the front office staff to get access to those accounts. Another tip is to familiarize yourself with policies and procedures. All schools have a family handbook, a student handbook. Make sure you know what the policies and procedures are, okay? An example of this, if you have a child that has special needs, they will have what is called a IEP, an individualized education plan. And schools are required by law to provide services to those children. If schools are not providing those services, you can sue a school. Now, we don't want that. That's why you need to be aware and familiarize yourself with the policies and procedures and what your rights are, okay? And so that way you can say, well, it says that he's supposed to be getting these services, so, and I'm not seeing that. So you can initiate that conversation. But familiarize yourself with policies and procedures. It is very important that you do those things. Know your rights and push those rights, okay? Attend events if possible. Schools always have events. It could be an art night, it could be a basketball game, it could be a parent-teacher conference, it could be a family movie night. If you have the time, please attend those events, okay? It's an opportunity for you to meet other parents. It's an opportunity for the teachers to get to know you better. And it's an opportunity for everyone just to be all on one page. So if you can attend events, please do so. Most of them are fun if more families attend. The next tip, support and sponsor teachers as needed. And you may ask, well, what does sponsor mean? Donate. If you have the means, some teachers have a very minimal budget. They can't afford what they need to make your child's classroom experience more exciting. You know, sometimes they have to come out of their pockets, but schools are limited on the budgets. And so if you have the means, request a wish list. Ms. Johnson, what is it that you need in your class? Do you need some more expo markers? Do you need pencils? Pencils, oh my gosh, it's a high demand in schools. So ask for a wish list. It may even be a fire stick, whatever it may be. Just sponsor a teacher if you can and support them. Teachers are so overwhelmed. Again, sometimes they have 20 to 30 children in their classrooms, and most kids are wild, and just to think to have 30 wild children in your classroom. So they have to manage so many things. So support them, ask them what they need, come in and visit the classrooms. You can do that. Most schools have open door policies. You just got to get it approved. But go in and sit in the classroom, volunteer in the front office, volunteer in the library. But it is very important that you support and sponsor the teachers as needed. The next tip, join a parent group. Okay, most schools have parent advisory groups. Most schools have parent-teacher organizations. Now, this is important because it involves you in decision making. Okay, so that decision may be for or against uniforms. That's small. A quick yes or no and on a survey will suffice. But some schools, again, are short on budgets, and every year it seems like they're getting cut more and more. So another decision that you can be involved in is for or against budget cuts, or whether money is cut from. So it's very important that you get involved as a parent and join a parent group. Last tip, ask questions, families. Most schools offer more than just academics. They offer things like they have food pantries, they have clothing closets, they have laundry services, mentorships, counseling service, before and after school programs, college and career initiatives, adult education programs. Most schools are a HUD of partnerships that they have within that school. So make sure that you ask questions. If you need food, go to the school and see if they have a food pantry. If your child needs clothes, go to the school and ask. If you need a gas card, most schools have community partners that can support families with those things. So make sure you're asking questions, okay? So I've given you all some tips on how you can be engaged in your child's education. Please adhere to all of them if you can. If you have any questions, let us know. We are at info@fromthehearteducationfoundation.com, and you can see it in the link below. Look forward to talking to you again. The next two episodes will be dealing with children who are incarcerated and how you can be engaged as a family while your child is incarcerated. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to talking to you soon.